Gosh, what I want to say before I even answer that question is we get so caught up in normalizing trauma that we don't even realize it until we learn we can say no. So that would be the first thing. I didn't know I could say no.
Wow.
Women are taught to put a smile on that, just keep smiling that face, and you don't have anything to be stressed about, right? Look at your nice
Yeah,
home, look at how you look or how this or how that. And that's also superficial. That has nothing to do with happiness. What
I
has to
love it.
do with happiness is about connection, which is also, when you talk about addiction isn't just to substances, especially for women. We become addicted to other people's approval. We become addicted to doing it perfectly. We become
That's
addicted to the
exactly
clean
what
house,
happened
the
to me.
full fridge. How are we cooking? What are we wearing? How much do we weigh? And the opposite of addiction isn't sobriety. We can become emotionally sober too. So the opposite of addiction is connection. And in order to connect with other people, we have to be more connected to ourselves, which warrants emotional embodiment. Not that I notice as a clinician, a lot of times when people hit those points that you're talking about, like what points did you know? You asked me what points I noticed.
Yeah.
When we're in therapy, we try to talk over it, or we talk faster, or we get angry, which anger is always a secondary emotion. I'm not saying it's not a good radar point, but it is secondary because it's protecting something more vulnerable that we're afraid to speak on, especially as women. We're not supposed to be angry, but you talk about female rage, that is what creates life. And I'm not trying to promote anger or rage. I'm saying it's
Uh,
valid. And when we can
Right.
embody it, it gives us wisdom.
Wow. That's incredible. I resonate with what you said and how I was raised too. And I'm not saying it's anybody's fault, but it was a perception that I created and developed in my own mind about how I should portray myself. You have to be pretty. You have to earn love and attention. So you have to work hard. You have to be pretty. You have to be nice. You have to be gentle. You have to have the house cleaned, your everything in order for you to be acceptable. And without realizing, that became
Mm-hmm.
part of who I was in my default. You know what I'm saying? And you don't realize that.
Yes.
Now, thank you for mentioning this. And you're so right. When especially a woman, as a woman, I can say that when you become upset or angry, it is an underlying feeling. It is something that was triggered, and that's like a response about something else. And many times, in order for you to be able to, sometimes you don't even know what triggered that anger, and that's the thing, it's not clear. And it wasn't clear to me also a lot of the feelings that I had. One of them that is linked to what we just said is deservement. What do you think about that?
Yes. I think because our heart is beating, we are deserving. That is what I think. And it goes back to the wisdom of my 2-year-old son,
I
which,
love what he said. That's
mommy,
incredible.
sissy needs your heart sprouts. Isn't that powerful? And
Oh my-
I want to say in here too, because we're talking about women, we're both women, we understand it from that perspective. But in my practice, because I can embody and heal and process my own rage, I can also be present for men and helping them process their rage too. So when you can embody and root yourself in your own experience, it's not just a woman's issue, right? We have a platform. We can go, oh, I get you, sister. I understand. I feel you, right? But
Uh-huh.
men don't. Men
True.
don't have that. So, but with that Emozen process, if men can root into their own experience, oftentimes when I'm working with men, they don't even know how to describe the emotion. They can just know, well, my neck hurts or my stomach hurts. So then we go into that, and that's about embodying. We sit and we feel into that. We breathe into that. There will be sessions where we don't talk for half the session. We're just feeling it.